Alright, so I thought it might be cool to do a little update on the video I did beginning of summer about some scouting on some public land I did. Just a little update on the two areas that I was scouting. The first place is a place that I went to. I e-scouted it, and I found a shed, found some old rubs, hung a camera, and an old cedar tree there that's been wore out pretty good years ago, not this year. And then I see this tree here that's been rubbed on a little bit, and check this out. This old shed right here next to it. Not a stud. Been here probably over a year, just guessing, based on kind of some growth on it and some green, and just squirrels have eaten on it, but still really cool. It gives me a good sign that this area has got some bucks in it. Nothing really came there. As good as it looked, as much sign as there was, nothing showed up. Had a spike, was all I had on camera. And I was about to write the place off and just say it wasn't any good, but I moved the camera about 50 yards. Just moved it just a little bit to a lower area, and it's been really good. So I had 8 different bucks, probably 3 of which are Pope and Young, bigger. And so today I'm coming back out with a cell camera to this spot because I think this is a really good spot. That's kind of my method, is just to put a bunch of regular cameras out, Tascos and whatnot, scatter them out, and then find the one that's obviously got the buck activity on it, and bring out the cell camera to that one, and then move that Tasco somewhere else. So today I'm out here to that same area, and I'm putting a cell camera, a reveal, up, and pulling that Tasco to put somewhere else. I've got this low area right here that it's kind of an old road, but also a creek in here, and they've been coming, just following that green stuff basically down this low area. Up there is where I was originally, that little shelf up there. That's where that shed and that scrape was, or that rub. I jumped deer out of that field, but I was aiming up high, kind of shooting over this on the shelf, and they've been traveling down in this low area. I think that's why I went from getting nothing to getting a bunch. Just a little 50-yard, it was actually probably over there, but a 50-yard little jump from here to there, and a big difference in the deer activity. So this low area seems to be where they want to be. Seems like a good spot. So I'm going to get this muddy out of here and put a reveal up, and get that information a little quicker. But just a difference from going 50 yards from one spot to the other, from being a little higher to down in the swamp. I think they use these low areas to travel. I've seen it time and time again, that these little washout creek beds, low areas, they really like them. So I'm going to hang a cell camera, go into scout and see if I can find out where they're going when they're traveling on this little creek area, and put this muddy camera there. Set up a little mock scrape here on this tree, hopefully find some bucks. Pretty cool spot that guy. I don't know that I would hunt that anymore, but got this old road here. Deer coming out of the creek, going into that field. It's a pretty good little spot. They probably killed some deer out of that, but I probably wouldn't hunt it until I redid all them ratchet straps. This spot here has a lot of promise. It's the creek bed, real swampy and thick, grown up next to the hardwoods. And the fields are there and there, if they're going to fields. Not seeing a ton of sign, but seeing some trails. You can kind of see one here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it kind of goes into the swamp, crosses there. Not the best looking sign I've ever seen, but got another one kind of going on the edge here. Great tree to climb. I wish I was seeing some rubs or scrapes, but might be one of those places to come back to during the season. Alright, so I've been following this trail for a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but runs just to the right of that tree, goes up to that field, it looks like. And it is just a real beat down trail. It kind of goes, you can see it back by that tree. These don't get picked up on camera a lot, but you can clearly see it if you're walking it, just straight there. Just beat down trail. I like to walk these. I don't know that they're doe or buck. If I don't see much buck sign, I assume it's probably just a doe trail. This kind of looks like it's just a trail coming from that thick swamp to that field up there. But I'm gonna keep following it. Look for an old rub or an old scrape, something that makes me think it might be an actual buck trail instead of just some does and coyotes or something like that. But definitely a good sign. I really like following these trails. Just get an idea of how they like to move. All right, so the trail that I was following comes up through here and it kind of comes into this field. There's another one coming over here to this side. I don't really put much stock into the field, but I put this camera up on the backside here where I can see them if they're coming in front of it, skirting the field, or if they're walking in the field, or whatever follows these trails into the field. Should get a look at it. I'm not having too much expectations for this camera, but I might be able to get something on it when I come back. I'll check it. If there's nothing on it, I'll move it that same day. But I'm gonna make a little mock scrape on this tree right here using some Scrape Ignite. Had decent luck with this. We'll let her soak. All right, so if there's a lesson to any of this, the lesson is don't rule a place out just because you didn't get any pictures on your camera for a couple weeks, because move it 50 yards, get where they're traveling, and all of a sudden it's going to blow up. If you think that if you got a good feeling about the area, stick with it. Keep grinding in it. I would have easily ruled out that one spot and just never hunted there. Wouldn't have gone there all season. And there's some really big deer in there, so I'm glad I didn't. That's why I guess you have a lot of cameras, so you can let them soak and move them around when you need to. If you hadn't already, like, subscribe. We'll be hunting these public land deer some, so stick around. You never know, this may be like part one of the journey, and we get to stick an arrow in one of them, and that'd be pretty cool. Fingers crossed. Like, subscribe, stick around. Appreciate you.